Hello, my fellow trucketeers. How the devil are you all? I hope you're all very, very well. And here we have another debrief video of the week from Jono, who's me and stuff. So, we are on the week of February, the last week of February, to be fair. Today is the last day of February as of filming this. So, today is Friday the 28th, and we are talking about the week from the 24th to the 28th. Stuff's happened. Very good. Let's get straight into it. So, Monday, we started at 5 a.m. From the yard, we went up to Shrewsbury. That's right, we had to go the long way around to the M5 from the yard because there were floods and stuff, which was a bit of a pain, but it cost us about 20 minutes. It meant I had to have a break before I got to the first customer rather than sort of getting there in one go. So I had 2 packs of MDF for that first customer, which wasn't too bad. Then from there we went on to Stoke, where we went to another customer for a 1:30 booking, which we made. We were still half hour actually, so we got there at 1 o'clock, so it worked out pretty well. And we had 3 packs of MDF for them, so we had quite a small load on the way up, which was pretty good. Getting messages, people. Sam K, that was. How dare you interrupt my debrief video, Sam? Yeah, so from there, once we got the delivery off at Stoke, we run empty to Skelmersdale to collect a load of steel work for a solar site down in Cornwall. So once we got loaded, we headed south as far as we could, and we parked up in Redditch for the night. We parked up at 7:45 p.m. So we worked for a total of 14 hours 45 minutes that day. We drove for 9 hours and 43 minutes that day, and we done a total of 449 miles. Yeah, bit of a flyer this week. Well, for the first half of the week anyway, at least. So from Tuesday, we started at 4:45 a.m. We run from Redditch all the way down to Fradden solar site in Cornwall. 5 minutes short of making it in a 4.5, which is a bit of a pain again. So we had to have a break. Once we were tipped from there, we run up to Oakhampton to Mull Avon country stores to collect 2 sheep feeders, which I then took to the Mull Avon country stores in Axminster. So, yeah, just moving a couple of bits for someone local, so favours and stuff. Once they were unloaded, run back to the yard to swap trailers, and also got some great news. More about that later. Maybe. Nah, I'll make you wait. Then took a trailer with 3 drops on. Took 1 to Frouds in Verwood for them to do, so I dropped that off on the way, so that's a delivery for them to do then. Obviously arranged by my boss. Then headed to Andover for night, where we parked up before we went and done the 2 drops the next day. So we parked up in Andover at 7:45 p.m. We worked a total of 15 hours on the button. We absolutely smashed it that day. I pretty much pulled up in Andover with about 2 or 3 minutes left. God damn it, Sam K, shut up. So, yeah, we pretty much stopped on bang on 15 hours that day. Drove for 9 hours and 40 minutes, so both 10s were used by Tuesday. Drove a total of 458 miles. Yeah. Wednesday. Started at 5 a.m. Left Andover, went up to Nottingham. Dropped off 4 pallets. Then from there, went up the M1, crossed the M62 to Bolton, and unloaded another 5 pallets. Again, small loads, but it gets us where we need to be. Once done, headed back to Skelmersdale to collect a load of steel, again for the same solar site down in Cornwall in Fradham. So once that was loaded, headed south as far as we could, got as far as Tewkesbury for the night, stopped at 5 p.m, worked 12 hours, and we drove for 8 hours 53 minutes. So that's pretty much as far as we could get on a 9-hour drive. So we drove a total of 439 miles that day. So by Wednesday, I was getting tight on my 90-hour. So by the time I finished driving on Wednesday, I had, I think it was 17 hours of driving left. So, yeah, not enough for 2 full days of driving. So we were pushing the time a little bit, but it was alright. It all worked out. So Thursday, we started at 5 a.m. Run from Tewkesbury down to Fradden solar site in Cornwall. Once unloaded, we run all the way back to Bridport empty. Dropped the trailer off to be loaded with a customer, then collected another trailer from West Bay and dropped that at Gore Cross. Yeah, so we went and collected a trailer that we dropped off previously, helped him load the last few pallets on, and then I had to run that up to Carl, who was waiting at Bridgewater for me. So I swapped with him, went and had a shout at the services there, and then run back towards Bridport as far as I could. Parked up on the 358 between Taunton and Ilminster for the night. We stopped at 5:30 at night. So we drove for 8 hours 41, so again we smashed out, which meant I had 8 hours and 20 minutes of driving left for today, which was Friday. We worked a total of 12.5 hours and drove 375 miles. All good. So, get on to today. What did we do today? Yes, we started at 6 a.m. today. So, Friday today. So, obviously it's Sunday for you, so 2 days ago. Run down to Bridport with the trailer I collected from Carl. Dropped that trailer off at Gore Cross. Collected another trailer that was loaded from a customer that was at Gore Cross as well. That was for a load for Western Supermare. So, run up there, got that unloaded. Then I run down to near Honiton, a little place called Fenny Bridges. But on the way there, I stopped off at Taunton Dean Services, and just so happens that Trucking with James was there, so went and had a talk to him for a bit. So nice to speak to you again, James. He's a nice chap, really. So yeah, once I've done messing around in the services, talking to him and everything, run down the Fenny Bridges to a little farm down there, collected 14 ton of potatoes, and then we took them all the way back to the yard. And then, yeah, parked up in the yard, washed the truck, gave it a proper good wash. It needed a good wash inside and out. It's been scrubbed thoroughly. So yeah, then went home. And I haven't wrote down my other bits. I've only wrote down my mileage for the day. What time did I finish? I can't remember what time I finished now. 5:30. So we worked 11.5 hours today. And I can't remember how many hours I drove. I think it was like 5 hours and something. Yeah. Silly me. I didn't write it all down. So we didn't work that out. Which means, yeah. Well, donut. Okay, my laptop's making noise now. Sorry about that. Yeah, so that was my week. We had quite the busy week. I put a total of 980.06 litres of fuel into the truck, which was fine. That's just what I put in. It's not what I've used technically, because I had a full tank from when I finished last week, so I didn't have to fill up until Tuesday. We done a total of 1,912 miles. Not quite as many as I thought. I thought I was going to do more than that, but yeah, here's what it is. And we worked a total of 65 hours and 45 minutes this week, so not as many as last week, which was nice. So yeah, we've had a fairly full-on week at the start of the week, and then the last couple of days ain't been quite so bad. Well, today was quite easy, to be fair. But wouldn't have been able to do too much more today anyway. I think by the time I was back in the yard, I only had 3 hours driving left for the rest of the week, so before my 90 ran out. So yeah, that was my week. We done well. We certainly smashed it. So that was that. We will now go on to the next segment, which is viewers' questions. If you would like to ask me any questions for next week's video, please leave them in the comments below on this video, and then I will answer them for you. So if you do leave them in this video, it's easier for me to find the questions. So yeah, if you can leave them in this video, that'd be great. So we only got 3 questions this week. I'm going to answer 2 of them now, but I'm going to leave 1 till the end. So question number 1 is from You Trucking. And he actually asked me this on Instagram, so I thought it was an interesting question, so I thought I'd answer it on here. He said, is there any reason why your truck has got 3 axles? It's most likely related to allow a higher load on the 5th wheel. Just wondered, as I pulled already 44 tons with 2 axles, I had some 25-ton goods in a 20-foot container. Regards, Germany. So he's obviously from Germany, so the rules are a bit different. So we run 6x2s here, or whatever. We generally run 3 axles here. So in England, if you only have a 2-axle unit, you're only allowed to carry up to 40 tons. To be able to carry 44 tons, your unit needs 3 axles. And yes, it does also help spread the weight across the axles a bit better as well, so you can have a bit more weight on the fifth wheel. So yeah, that's that. Simple. You need 3 axles to be able to carry 44 ton in England. Simple as that. So, we'll go on to question number 2. Question number 2, again by David Beeston. Likes asking questions, this guy. He said, as a non-trucker but nosy individual, could you explain how you actually get your loads? Are they arranged in-house by the yard office, i.e. Keynes Farm, or do they come in from an outside source contractor? So, we're a very, Keynes Farm is a very, very small firm, and pretty much my boss deals with everything. My boss does it all. He is the guy that runs the show. We don't have planners on the side that do us. He does everything. He has contacts and everything. So a lot of the work we have come out of the local area was all stuff from local businesses. Keeps us plenty busy enough. And then everything we have to run back with is all stuff he has from other firms and that we do subby work for. So there's a lot of big firms and that he's friendly with. Yeah, he just gets on with a lot of people and gets work through them. So yeah, we pretty much subcontract out to other companies. That's pretty much it. Yeah, that's how that works. So question number 3, again, we'll leave to the end. So yeah, if you want to ask a question for next week's debrief video, then ask away. Leave in the comments below. Right, so we'll move on to the next segment. So next segment, we will go on to Car of the Week. Yes. This was actually a pretty good one. I actually spotted this one Monday. So as I was coming out of Skelmersdale back onto the M6, I heard it before I saw it, and I kind of knew what it was, and I was right. It was a silver Skyline R33 GTST. Fantastic cars they are. My mate Matt actually had one, and yeah, they incredible little cars to drive. I say little cars, they're actually quite big, but rear-wheel drive, turbo, about 250 to 280 horsepower, depending on who you ask. My mate Matt's one had a decal on it, so I'm actually going to insert some clips of my mate Matt's Skyline R33 GTST here right now. Yeah, so as you can see, that car was a barrel of laughs to drive. Love that car. He misses it. Kicking himself, getting rid of it. But life gets in the way, as you say. So, we'll go on to the next little bit. Mayhem on the roads. Yes. So, I can't remember what day it was now. I think it was... Let me have a look. I think it might have been Tuesday morning. Yeah, Tuesday morning. On the M5 southbound, they have the roadworks sort of on the M5 between where the M42 meets down to sort of past Worcester and everything. And they've been a bit of a pain. Now, I think they've cleared them northbound now, but southbound in the morning, early hours of the morning, even though the physical signs are up for 50 mile an hour, all the gantries were saying like national speed limit was 60 mile an hour, even though the signs, which relate to the average speed cameras, are still saying 50 mile an hour. So you always follow the physical sign over the gantry. So if there's a physical sign, go that speed. Because I had a lot of cars passing me, and they were probably doing the 60 mile an hour, if not 70 mile an hour, that the gantry was saying. The thing is, these average speed cameras for the roadworks will be set up for the roadworks, and they will catch you at 50 mile an hour. So I don't know why the gantries are up telling people to drive anything more than 50 mile an hour if the speed limit in the roadworks are 50 mile an hour. So I think a few people might be getting a letter in the post through confusion, but I think anyone caught that day doing that should have it thrown out, because it's confusing to people if they don't know. So if you're ever in roadworks and you see the gantry flash up with a speed limit, follow the physical signs that are there, because otherwise you'll end up getting caught out, I think. So yeah, that was the bit of mayhem on the road. A lot of confusion caused by the gantries, I think. Yeah, there's that bit. So we'll move on to comment of the week. So comment of the week. This one's someone having a bit of a dig at me, I think. I got it from a guy called Coop. He left a message on my video of when my old truck got taken away, when I swapped trucks, and I said this one's going. And he left a comment saying, "They are boxes for moving trailers, yet you spent probably thousands on Kelso lights and bars, so you look cool in your box." Come on, dude. I'm cool without having lights and bars, you know. No, I didn't spend a single penny on any of them. So I don't know what he's obviously never had a nice truck in his life, and he probably lives like a slob in his truck, so he's probably angry at everyone else for having a nice truck. Well, unfortunately, some of us do have a bit of pride in the job, and we do like to have a nice truck. I didn't pay a single penny for anything on the truck, and I very rarely would. You know, if Canes want to fit stuff to the truck, they can carry on. It's their truck. If I do fit anything to the truck, I will be taking it with me if I leave the truck or the company. Yeah, it's just someone was a bit upset because they're a bit jealous because someone's got a nicer truck than them. That's all I think that is. So I literally just replied to him saying, "You're entitled to your opinion. Some people have pride in their jobs to have nice trucks. And 3, they're not Kelso bars, they're LA light bars." That's pretty much what I replied to him. And again, typical troll. Doesn't reply back because got nothing else to say to it, really. So that was comment of the week. And then we'll move on to our third and final question, which Nick Castleton asked. Now, he asked this question on Tuesday morning. He said, "Boring question, but you went from your present truck into the newer truck that failed many times. So the boss put you back in your old truck. So when they given you a new truck." So I'm just going to clear up one thing quick. My boss did not put me back into M555. I chose that. I had a choice to go into one of the other ones, which was the same sort of age as my S555. But I was going to go into it because it was middle of the week, so I was going to go into it for like one day or one night. I would have had to have put my stuff in it and then take all my stuff out because I had the Friday off, someone else was going to use it for the Friday and the Saturday to do a drop in London because M555 couldn't go, so they had to use that one that I was going to be in. So I would have had to have taken all my stuff back out and then put it all back in again for the Monday. That was one reason why I decided I'm just going to jump into M555 because I can just chuck my stuff in there and leave it and not have to worry about taking any of it out. So it was my decision to go back into M555. The other reason as well, because the other truck as well also smelled like stale smoke, and I can't stand the smell of smoke, it's disgusting. So that was probably the main reason why I didn't want that other truck. So, yeah. And the final part of your question is, when are they giving you a new truck? Well, when you asked me this question, I would have said to you, you asking me when I'm going to get a new truck is the same as me asking you when I'm going to get a new truck, because I haven't got the foggiest. But when I got back Tuesday afternoon, I can now tell you that